Hi friends, welcome to another YouTube video. Today we're going to do an unboxing of the newest solar panel filter that I got. This one's for Eddie. As you guys watched the other video, go ahead and check that out if you haven't. We set up a new pond for Eddie, and this solar panel pump will allow good water flow, so the water isn't stagnant, and there's keeps the good water flow because I do have fish in there, and also sort of act as a filter as he gets older, as he produces more waste. So come follow me and let's go ahead and unbox that. So I just want to pause really quickly right here before we get any closer. Take a look right there. You can come closer if you want, but right there, if you look very closely, you see that? That's Eddie right there. Um, so he's basking right now, and so I put two cork logs for him to bask on. These float really well, and you can see he's basking. We'll try not to spook him too much. But Eddie here, he's basking. This means he's very comfortable. You know, if he's basking on his own, I can get near him, and so he's pretty comfortable. You know, he's not hiding all the time. But what you do want, you don't want your turtle to be too obvious when they're in the water, because turtles do need to be hidden in some places and have places to hide because they can get overstressed. And stress is one of the most number one killers of turtles. So you know, you always want to make sure they have places to hide, like these plants. So Eddie just jumped in the water, but it's okay. So here we have the fishes in here, and then my subject was that you want to have some fishes in a big pond like this because they help get rid of mosquitoes, because they do like to lay their eggs. I have four guppies in here. Um, so we have one male guppy, he's hiding in here, and three female guppies, one female mosquito fish, and one male mosquito fish, and then the rest are all baby mosquito fish that'll outgrow. And we didn't get to film it, but Eddie jumped off, and turtles will essentially launch themselves off whatever they're basking on. So don't be too worried because they will just throw themselves off if they get spooked. And he'll come back on here. He has two logs, and also, you see this right here? This is one really big boulder here, and then I got another one here, another one here. You want to make sure they have things to climb on, especially when you're dealing with a spotted turtle. Spotted turtles aren't the best of swimmers. You want to have something for them to walk on at the bottom. They're more walkers. Same thing with musk turtles, mud turtles. Sadly, we can't own them here on the island, but spotted turtles you can. So smaller species like them, you want to have a lot of climbing spots, and these plants also help for them to climb because these roots touch the bottom, so he'll be able to climb up on those and get air, as it's very important. So you always want to make sure your turtle has something to climb up on. Now, as you saw in my other video about this pond, we did put all the plants in, and now the plants are pretty acclimated. Let's take a look at this duckweed, how much it's changed. You can go ahead and look at the other video before. This wasn't pink at the tops. I really like this plant because it has pink on the top. And then some of the water hyacinth has some pink on it. That's what I've noticed about that plant. Also, I did find out why this plant is called sponge plant. Let's take a look here. You see that? You see how it's almost like a sponge at the bottom? That's why it's called sponge plant. I wasn't sure in the beginning, but that's why it's called. So now we know. So these plants, they'll all cover up. He does have one open spot that he can swim around in, but you always want to make sure he has coverage. So let's get to the unboxing part. So here we are. We have the solar panel here. So this this is a stake. I'll probably attach a bigger bamboo stick so I can have it standing up because the tortoises. We have 6 redfoot tortoises here, and hopefully some more in the future. But they're gonna walk over it. So temporarily, it's gonna be in the ground, but most likely I'll put it on top of a bigger stake. So I'll zip tie it around so it stays above from where the tortoises are. So we got some pump pieces, some attachments. I shouldn't be using too much of this. I don't want the water splashing everywhere, so when he's basking, he continuously gets wet. So I'll put this in the corner where it can just spill out, probably in that corner, I think, or here because there's no overflow. So it can just spill out. And then we got our hose tubing, some screws for a wall plant, I believe. I think this is the pump, and this is the filter. Not the filter, sorry, the solar panel. This is the solar panel. Pretty nice. And then, any more pieces? Nope. We want to keep as much trash and plastic inside the box. We don't want tortoises choking on it, and we don't want to litter. So these screws we don't need. We're not putting inside a wall. Let's see what we need here. Simple instructions. I put together smaller ones of these. So I guess all we need is this temp, really. Um, there. So this is biofoam, I believe. This is sort of like a filter. I use this in other filters too. Eddie did have a smaller, like a mini version of this, and now that's being used for the baby box turtle since they do have a water feature in their area. Water is very important for any turtle, box turtle, tortoise. They do need water, so allow water to be there. So we have our pump, brightly colored. It'll go at the bottom. I don't. The only thing with this pump, the good thing about it is that it has a little control here. So I'm gonna lower um the suction from this thing because I don't want it to be too strong. I do have baby fish in here, and I do have Eddie, so I want it to be just a nice flow. You don't want it to be too strong, and you just want it to be nice and easy because spotted turtles do live in small ponds, and they do migrate from each pond over time. So it's not really a river, but they do still have some sort of water flow. So we're gonna go ahead and figure out how we're gonna do this. So I believe I figured out how to put this together. So stand by while I put this together. So I think I figured out most of this. This is gonna be a little bit loose. That's fine. And take a look here. Mr. Blue is trying to bite this because it's brightly colored. Tortoises are attracted to bright colors, especially like human babies. Baby tortoises are very attracted to bright colors because they use that as an identification for food. But going back to it, let's go ahead and put this in. I'm gonna adjust this in the future or later on because they did give us some hosing. So if I ever want to make a little fancy attachment or make this look more natural, I'll probably just swing this tube all the way around and probably put in some sort of wood to make it look like it's spilling out. But temporarily, this is fine. I'm gonna adjust it however Eddie is because you don't want your water to be too strong when it comes to spotted turtles, and you also don't want it to be too still. So we'll go ahead and put that. You don't always have to put it depending on what kind of pond you have. You can have a bioactive pond and you don't need a filter. But right now, because he is small, I just want to, it's an extra help because he does have more fish around him. So we'll go ahead, dry my hand off on my pants so we don't get electrocuted. We'll get this and we'll place this on the ground really quickly. We'll set this up. This is a simple stake. I believe you just attach it on like this. So we'll put this on here. See which way it goes. Does it clip in that way? Yep, clips in right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and place this right here. Um, because you can see that Blue's very interested. A lot of tortoises come around this part, so most likely I won't be using this stake and I'll use something else for this attachment. I'll probably end up just putting on some bamboo sticks, bunch them together, and place them in the ground. But for now, it's fine as it is. Mr. Blue here, very interested, but sadly, I don't want him breaking anything. So we'll see which way I can turn this. Um, Let me double check this first. We want to make sure everything goes accordingly. So I guess I adjust this, and then we can move it. Oh, take a look here. Blue was just grazing, so he picks along this edge, so he'll keep this nice and clean. They do walk around here. When I first put this pond in, these tortoises love to walk around it because it's mental stability, it's enrichment, it's something new in their enclosure. So I have this adjusted now. I just wanted an angle because um to face the sun, and then we still want it to be able to come out in the afternoon. So this is fine. You see how low it is to the tortoises and how wobbly it is. So most likely I'll definitely raise it up. So for now we can go ahead and just plug it in and see how it works. Um so let's see. Ooh, it just launched itself off. So let's cut this off. See, it's too strong. Well, wow, that was very strong. So let me go ahead and I obviously got to adjust this because there is no way I'm going to leave it in like this. So we want this to be open as much as possible. That's why I like that tubing, because I might just end up wrapping this tubing around and then probably taping it with waterproof tape on the side, or just cut it to size and then I have it spill out in this corner. So now, temporarily, we'll just go ahead and see here, plus minus. We'll keep this as low as possible. I don't want it to be too strong where this end up blowing off again. So we'll put that in once more, and then try my hand off a little bit. Make sure not to touch the wires. Well, still too strong. See, you always want to make sure, you always want to check with yourself. That's why it's very important, because if I were just to leave it here like this and just give up and take this off, this water current's going to be way too strong and all these fishes are going to get sucked up and Eddie isn't going to be comfortable. So, I'm thinking, can we move it back a little bit? I want to see how low I can go with this and figure out the best next possible thing. Because if anything, too strong. So that water current right there, we'll figure something out. So I'll go ahead and fix this. See this. So we have, this is gonna end up shutting this off. We don't want that because it's obviously too strong. So we might end up using this attachment. I believe this is an attachment. Um, we can try this. We're not trying to look for fancy details because, like I said, in the future, it's not always going to look like this. So we just want to have some sort of water flow. Go ahead, see one more time. That's a bit better. That looks nicer. I think for what it is, it'll do fine. Let's see, it came off again. That's okay. So I think now at this point in time, I might just end up putting, so this is now going to become an open spot like that, so there shouldn't be too much activity around here. This is just to keep water flow. Okay, so I'll adjust this a little bit. I think there, it's spread out. Oh, here, take a look right here. Here's Eddie. Found him. Little guy. See, they just blend in. Here's Eddie. He's mouth is a bit stuck. He can eat these plants if he wants to. You know, the only thing best for him is that he'll eat these fish. Oh, take a look right there. I want you. This is very hard to see. You see that little yellow fish right there? That's the male guppy. That male guppy. It's hard to find these guys because these guys do blend in. Even that even though that they're very colorful, they do blend in because they hide in the plants. But here's Eddie, our resident here, so we'll put him back on his log. So I really like this pump. I'm sure it'll do great. We got some water flow finally. I'll make some more adjustments. I may not continue using this in the future. I might use the hose like I said, but for now it's perfect. It's fine. It just allows some water flow. It's not too strong at the bottom, so Eddie isn't gonna get caught in this. That's the main thing I'm worried about, because you don't want your turtles getting stuck in. Because sometimes if the filter's too strong and or if the current's too strong, they can get stuck and drown. So luckily it's not too strong. This isn't pushing him down. It's really not strong at all. So the main thing is it's just keeping everything circulating. So it'll do more. I think I might bring this wider. I think that's as wide as it'll go. It looks pretty nice, but like I said, I want to keep this as natural as possible. I may use the hose, but for now, this is fine. So you can do something like this, depending on the turtle you have, depends on how high the pressure you want to use. I'm doing the lightest for now. That's why the flow is not too strong. It's hard on the top, but that water lettuce right there, it's blocking and it's spreading it out. So since Eddie's still a small turtle, he's not gonna get caught in this. It's still getting spread out, and he does have some nice flat spots where it's really not strong. There is no current here, so that's why you want to have multiple different spots. So depending on your turtle, really depends how you're gonna put that. If it's a red or slider, they're super good swimmers, but I want to keep an adult female red or slider in here. But if it's like a juvenile red or slider, maybe like this big, it'll do fine. But of course, they're a bigger turtle species. But for his species, he'll do perfectly fine here. Like I said, it's not too strong, so I think the filter will do well. I just gotta make some final adjustments, and yeah, that's mostly today's video. And hopefully I'll catch you guys on the next one and see what we're going to do next. So thank you guys for watching today's video about this new solar panel pump. If you want, you can do more of this. Like I said, I'm not stopping you. You can do this. Just do your research first. Please do your research. You don't want your turtle to drown, of course. So always do your research. Know your turtle and how big of what you're doing, and always have a plan in mind. So that's what we did today. And again, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one.